Hey everybody, welcome into the Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast. This is episode 197. I'm your host X-Pat, along with my co-hosts Burley of Burleyman Gaming, Turn-Based Carl, and Fubu87. So, Carl, I have something about the Xbox, about the hardware that maybe you can help me with, or maybe not. I don't know, but it's really weird. Yesterday I was going to play Stalker 2, and I had pre-installed it like a while back, and then I was about to open it to play it, and then it says there is an update for this game and it's 147 gig.
You know, I don't know why that happens sometimes. Like I've done that where you do the pre-install early enough and it's only like a couple megabytes, right?
Yeah
It's just sort of like setting your system up so that when the update hits, it'll download it, right? And
Right.
In theory, should always work if you have auto update set on. But there have been times, where it just never did it.
Yeah.
So it's like the game was basically never really pre-installed.
Yeah.
I don't really know why that happens.
Yeah. And so I was like, 147 gig, man. I was going to let it go overnight, but then I'm like, I'll wait. So I turn off my Xbox, right? And I get up this morning to set up everything for the podcast. And I keep like everything covered, because I don't want dust to get all over everything, right? So I have dust covers all over everything. I have a dust cover on all the consoles here and everything. And the Xbox had, for some, I don't know, while I was sleeping or something overnight, it turned on automatically. And it started to try to update it. And boy, oh boy, was it hot because, of course, the dust cover was on and everything. And I've had to unplug it, because I don't want it turning on and turning off when I don't expect it to, because I don't want it to like catch on fire or something like that. It's crazy,
Yeah. I mean, you can just change the power settings to like energy saver, and that way it'll full shutdown every time you turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I have that on though, but it just for some reason it automatically just comes back on. It's
weird.
weird.
It should never do that. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's
weird. Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah, there you go, Burley. Yeah, so I just unplugged it, and then later today I'll plug it back in, and then
I can tell you
download.
What Foob is thinking right now. He's thinking the answer is just buy a
PlayStation. When I'm cold,
I have a
PlayStation.
Madeira,
when I'm cold here in Madeira, I just put my PlayStation under the desk. And I get all the heat here, so I'm good.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, I put it under my pillow.
No. That would be good. I don't like to sleep hot. I have this weird thing, okay? This is something about Fubu. I can't sleep with my feet warm. If I'm wearing socks and it's warm, I can't fall asleep. I need to have my feet cold. That's something about me. The more you know.
I feel it. I get it.
Okay, I can understand that. Out of all the things you could have said, I am glad you said that.
It probably could have been way worse.
Yes. I was getting the hand ready. I'm like, am I going to have to?
No. I'm behaving today.
And on the movie front, I went and saw Gladiator 2 yesterday with my wife. It was good, but the first film, of course, is much better. But I mean, I did like the throwbacks to the first film and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I was
Washington was the best character in that movie.
obviously,
I told you.
but
I told you
yeah,
guys. I told you
obviously.
guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I was debating whether or not it would have been it would have been worth going to see at the movie theater or not. I mean, there are the action scenes and everything are very, very, very well done, but yeah,
Look,
yeah.
so
My opinion is,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a movie worth of going to the cinemas to watch.
Yeah,
I agree,
yeah.
but because of the weight that it brings from the previous movie,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a letdown. If it was a
Yeah.
solo movie, yeah, it would be a very pleasant experience. But because of what it brings from the past,
Yeah.
I would expect it much more.
And being a historian going into a film like this, I always critique it very harshly, especially, when they're not, obeying like historical aspects of the particular time period and things. And, that was true with Gladiator, and it was obviously true with Gladiator too. I'm not going to go into specifics because, people that haven't seen the film. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so that was, one thing for me. And then for my wife, I mean, she just doesn't. She went just because, it was a time out and an outing for us. But she's not into, like, gory, bloody type of films and stuff like that. So,
And the air conditioning in the system also, that's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is a video game podcast, so video game news. So we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about a game that is everybody's calling a ripoff, and it's pretty blatantly obvious that this is a ripoff of Horizon. We'll be talking about that in the stories. We'll also be talking about Yoshida Shuhei leaving PlayStation and what he's leaving behind, and talk about PlayStation turning 30. So Burley, on Monday, PlayStation turns 30 years old. Yeah.
Damn,
So we'll be talking
I'm
about that.
old.
No, you're not. No, you're not, Fubu. You're
Yeah,
just a
right.
baby. Yeah. I'm the old one here.
I'm an old
remember?
man.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
like
I'm
this.
significantly older than PlayStation.
Yeah, you just tell
Yeah.
kids, I was born before the PlayStation. And they go,
Yeah, right.
what? You're that old?
Yeah.
I guess I was born for the NES, right? Like, it was- maybe not. When was it? 80,
No, and I don't
81
think
or
it-
80?
83.
I don't know how it was.
83 was the 83 was the.
Well, let me just say this. I was born way before the Atari 2600, so there you go.
What? No way.
Yeah. Way.
Way.
Yeah. Way, yes. Yeah. So, Marvel Rivals has gone gold. We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about that as well as Indiana Jones and the Great Circle in the spotlight. We're going to be talking about December games. So, we've got a great show for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, Burley, I mean, I'm going to start with you on this one because obviously this is, focused on PlayStation and with Horizon and all and stuff like that. But man, oh man, I mean, you thought Pal World was a ripoff on the Nintendo side of things. Jesus Christ, man, oh man. I mean, look how close and similar this is. I mean, and just Tencent just blatantly throwing this out there, man. I mean, it's not out yet, but it's coming to PC, I think, right? Yeah, I think
PC.
it's a PC only, but man, and I'm going to show a little bit of the footage of it.
Okay.
But man, oh man, I mean, your thoughts on this, and how quickly do you think legal action is going to be taken against Tencent on this from SIE?
Yeah, no, Tencent saw the whole Power World thing and says, "Hold my beer. We can rip something else off and get a. You think Power World's a good ripoff? Oh, hold my beer. I'll show you a good ripoff." Yeah, this was just like, wow. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god, they're not even trying. Like, they are like just doing the bare minimum of changing to be like, this is not Horizon, Smerizon, or the actual name Light of Mataram.
Yeah.
so we're-
Maybe Light of Motirum, I guess.
Motirum or
Yes,
something.
that's-
Yeah.
They-
Look at that. I mean,
Yeah, some of these machines look so similar, and it's like, you can take something and be similar but change enough. This just seems like, okay, we copy the Horizon animals and just change them slightly. Because oh yes, they changed the scorpions very slightly on this. It's like this is just
Is that a Star Destroyer?
I know, like that's what I was thinking, man. Yeah.
The only thing that can save this is if you get the ability in the skill tree is you can get force choke machines. So we're gonna bring Star Wars in this. Now this is just like wow. I think Sony is already taking action. This ain't
That
gonna
hammer,
get ported.
man. I like that.
That ain't getting ported to PlayStation. They're like, yeah, only PC, but we don't have a release date yet. And it's like, yeah, Tencent's gonna get a cease and desist, and I'm sure Sony's working with their lawyers.
Xbox, baby, Xbox.
Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, right.
Well, there you go, Carl. Do you think Xbox is gonna want this?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Wait.
It's the meme. It's the meme. It's the Xbox guys. I want to play Horizon. We got Horizon at home, and it's this.
It is.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, is it even a real game? I mean, this trailer looks incredible. I don't know. Like, is this fake? I don't know, because it looks too good to be true. From I don't know who this developer is, right? Like, obviously, it's a blatant ripoff, right? But it does look like it would be an awesome game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I like that there's a bit more melee action going on. Like that hammer, man. I'm digging that. Just like bashing these things to pieces with a giant hammer. That's great.
Yeah.
Unless that was in Forbidden West. I didn't play that, so
No,
I doubt it.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty shameful ripoff. But I mean, that's video games, right? Like, I don't know that, like the Pokemon thing too, the power thing. Like, I think at this point that's kind of not really going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though there's a lawsuit, right? Like, it sounds like the lawsuit's kind of just not really going to be a big problem. Like, it'll eventually get resolved, and I think they'll both continue. And
Yeah. So it's this is from over at Push Square. It says that they've announced this new open world crafting based survival game called Light of Mortaram. Yeah, so the footage it has a lot of the Ark survival elements to it as well. So you'll need to start your own base, capture and train what the game is calling Mechanimals.
That's a good one.
I honestly feel like this game is like very much like we fall into the legally distinct category. Like,
I know
they are very similar, but all the designs are still different. Like
They're the Transmorphers.
Yeah, we're like how we're like some of the designs looked straight up like ripped, right? Like we took this and we took this ears from this thing and this face from this one and we merged them. You know, this looks like all right, it's similar animals, right? But we designed them ourselves. Like it's I don't know. You could try if you want to try to like sue. I mean, I don't think anybody would blame you for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, we're seeing this more often now. Of course, we get Pal World, now we get this, and I mean, what's going to be next, Carl? I mean, a ripoff of Halo. Watch, some Chinese company is going to develop a game that looks exactly like Halo.
If you were going to do that, you probably should have done that a long time ago. But I mean, look, Genshin Impact, like that's Breath of the Wild, right? It's just with a gacha game. I mean, it's distinct enough. Right, but like the core gameplay, the open world like climbing mechanic, it's straight up ripped from Breath of the Wild. I actually played it just recently because the Xbox version dropped, and I wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, and it's got the glider too. Like they do the same thing. You got the stamina meter. Like you know, there's some aspects to it. That's just what people do, you know, nowadays. Now that game is again very distinct enough on its own, so obviously there's no legal grounds there. Yeah. And speaking of, the game Genshin Impact looks incredible runs really well on Xbox Series X. I was very impressed.
I like that one. It's a very good game.
Yeah. But Carl, could you see this game coming to Game Pass though? I mean,
Sure,
at
yeah.
some point,
Uh-huh.
you know, like to kind of counter Sony when it comes to Horizon. You know, it's like now we have our version of Horizon on Game Pass. You know,
I don't think
Yeah.
like I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. Like
Yeah.
the game is a game you can buy, and you know, there's
Yeah.
really, like Pal World, like they didn't. It's not like they whatever however those contracts come about. Like
yeah.
I imagine. I don't know if like Xbox like went and found Pal World and like approached them. They could have, right? But like, maybe you know, I don't know how these things happen. But yeah, I mean, why not? You know, you gotta if that's something that studio wants, then it's been. It seems at this point, Game Pass is beneficial to both parties. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, Fubu, any last words? Anything you want to say about this ripoff?
I have a Bible to talk about this. I have a lot of things to say about this, but I'll keep it short. Have you guys played Pray to the Gods? And when I mean pray, and as in pray as getting hunted.
Mhm.
So it's a very tricky title, but I loved it. And that's the most blatant ripoff of Shadow of the Colossus. You have exactly the same thing as Shadow of the Colossus, the big animals, the big monsters. So, but instead of you stabbing them, you just go some seals. But you have the same thing. You have to do the climbing mechanic, go to those seals. There's puzzles. I really suggest everyone play the game because it's really good. And some aspects, it's better than Shadow of the Colossus because it has. And this is why I think they weren't suited to Oblivion. There's a lot of things that change the game because you have a survival aspect. You're in the middle of the snow. It's like a giant island. There's snow and stuff like that. You have a survival aspect where you need to eat, stay warm, stuff like that, and improve your equipment. So that's already different. You have the same glider from Legend of Zelda. So it rips off a lot of things from different games. I don't think anything's going to happen to this game because, yes, they do have the machines, but it's not exactly the same because at the same time, you when you want to play, the animals look very big. It has a lot of Monster Hunter elements, and from what I read, there is an online component where you can play until other 10 players. So it's not exactly. It's heavily inspired in Horizon, but I'm not gonna say it's an official ripoff. So I don't think anything's gonna happen to this one, and I hope we have the time for us. We can all join up and do some streaming, and the four of us can go and kill some machines together.
Yeah. Hopefully that can happen
Yeah.
someday, Fubu, when we all have the time and
You think it's going to be a free to play game?
yeah.
Well, maybe it comes day one on Xbox on Game Pass,
Game
not on
Pass,
PlayStation.
yeah.
PlayStation will never let this roll.
I mean, can they stop
Ooh.
it? Like, really? I mean, what?
I don't know.
Look,
They
I
can
don't
stop.
know.
They can disallow it on their platform. They can
Yeah.
choose to be like,
But
because they
from,
got to apply to get be able to get the license to publish it on PSN. And they're gonna be like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
what would be their reason for refusing, right? And does that set a precedent that they don't want, right? We're like, we're going to refuse games because we think they're too similar to something else we own, right? Like that's might be a slippery slope that you don't want to get into.
yeah,
I think they would just take certain legal action. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, but
Yeah. I mean, I say like just be confident, like your product's better because it probably is, like, or it's at least different enough. Like I doubt this is
Yeah.
going to have the story-driven elements. You know,
right.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's
exactly.
original, you know, it's an original IP. So when it comes to Horizon, so alrighty. So next up, Shu leaving PlayStation. So he's been there for 30 years. He's seen it all. I mean, since he was there before the original PlayStation even came out. So he's decided to leave PlayStation. So effective in January. So he's going to be leaving PlayStation. So a little bit to say about that. This is from over at Kotaku. So Sony's head of independent development at PlayStation, a longtime game development leader for the console maker, Yoshida Shuhei, is leaving the company after over 3 decades. He helped produce some of the PlayStation's earliest hits, before moving on to help lead the platform's powerhouse first-party studios across multiple console generations. So he says, quote, "Yes, I have an announcement to make during an interview with the PlayStation blog last Tuesday. Quote, I'm leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment on January 15th, 2025. It's like announcing the launch date of a new game, something I haven't done for a long time," as he laughed, saying it, end quote. The industry veteran said that while he'll no longer be at Sony, he still plans to work in games in some capacity moving forward. So I think he's going to do kind of the similar thing to what Sean Layden has done. So he's going to end up somewhere. With who, we don't know yet, but I'm sure we'll probably be finding out at some point in the near future. But anyway, during the interview, Yoshida recounted what it was like in the earliest days of the PS1 era and what it was like trying to convince publishers and studios to take a chance on making games for Sony's first console. Yeah, and I remember that. I mean, it's like the executives at Sony didn't even want to make the PlayStation, and so while he was executive producer on early games like Crash Bandicoot, Warped, and The Legend of Dragoon, he later moved into leadership roles across the business group, eventually becoming president of Sony Computer Entertainment Worldwide Studios. And it goes on, and I love remember, I think it was in 2013 or 2014, he made that short video with one of the other executives, the rip on Xbox, and it's like this is how you could play your games, so
Used games.
Yeah,
sure.
One guy giving it to it. Yeah.
So your guys' thoughts on Shuhei's tenure? I think he's going to be definitely missed there, and especially when the Vita was released, he was very, very big on getting games onto the Vita as well. So, Burley, your thoughts on Shuhei leaving?
It sucks. He was such a great person to have for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot. Like you said, the Vita, he really tried. He was one of them that was really trying to push and keep the Vita going and get people to go and get developers on there.
Yeah.
And no one can't say the man did not try. The man did a lot, and I'm sure over the last couple of years, and especially under Jim Ryan's tenure as leader, he was like, you know what? I'm just I'm done. I've done my work. Like,
yeah, he moved over to the indie space, so
yeah,
with independent games and stuff. So
yeah, and like he really helped during the PS4 when they were doing all like the indie stuff with like Octodad and all that. He was doing the partnerships with that, trying to get all that. He did a lot of work over these generations that PlayStation's been around. You know what? If you want to go retire, go get out of the big corporate thing, make your own studio or join another studio and run things the way you want to run them. Good on you. Do it the way you want. Because, like, I'm sure he's getting up there in age. I'm sure he wants to only do so much and not have to deal with as much.
yeah, like I said, I think he'll do something similar to what Sean Layden's doing when it comes to consultancy and consulting other companies and things like that. So, Carl, your thoughts on Shuhei leaving?
Yeah, he's a legend. I mean, not just Sony, but in the gaming industry. He's definitely a loss for them, but I don't know why he was just head of independent development. Like, I feel like maybe his talents would have been better used elsewhere, but you can see some of. I mean, I don't know exactly how it works, but I imagine he was sort of in charge of like decisions on what indie games to work with, right? Like, so if you look at some of the decisions like that have worked out really well, like Sifu or Kenna, right, or Stray, all indies that Sony had partnered with, right, in some way or another. Like, they've made a lot of good choices in that area. A lot of the ones that they don't have a lot, but the ones that have launched into like PS Plus, for example, have generally been like really good choices. So I do think that I don't know exactly, but I feel like that was maybe part of his eye for what's good, right? What we should publish, right, or what we should work with to help develop and shepherd. So yeah, it'd be very interesting to see where he ends up. He could just do the whole consulting thing and not really, that's a way where he can definitely make money and not have to like
Right.
have the real job and the pressure, right? But if he wants to really be ahead or really be a part of something, who knows where he could end up? I mean, I don't think Microsoft would say no to him, if there was a role that made sense for him, right? But there's other companies out there, that are probably looking for talent.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll stay out here in Japan and do
Yeah, that's the
something out
thing.
here
Like
for.
he's probably gonna. So like you got to look at. I don't really know who would be like Sega, right, or Bandai Namco, or some of the bigger players out there, maybe.
Yeah, or
FromSoft.
Square maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, Square. It's true.
never
They could
know.
use the help. Capcom.
Yeah. But anyway, Fubu, your thoughts on Shu leaving?
You guys are all very sad that he's leaving. Let's look at this at the bright side. He's been like 31 years. Like we say in Portugal, he's part of the furniture. A change is good in a sense. I'm hoping again. This is hoping that someone that will come in to replace his shoes will come with new ideas. I'm not going to say bright because sometimes new ideas are dumb as hell, but they're going to come with new ideas, new ways of thinking. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking that him leaving, it's good for him on a personal level. Like we were saying today, maybe someone wants to do something else. He wants to slow down, spend time with the family. It can be a lot of reasons that we don't know. And the person that will come will give new ideas and will help Sony progress, especially in the indie department because there's so many indie games. Help progress that department more indie games. Like I don't know, there's always a lot of indie games coming out, so maybe take advantage. I'm not gonna say get exclusives, but because I think indies they survive off sales and only put as an exclusive of a console is not a good idea. But help indies develop, make PlayStation the home of the indie developer, give good games. I'm hoping someone fresh that comes in with those ideas and it helps improve that the gaming itself because as we know, Sony is very heavy in the gaming industry, helps develop indie games and helps develop PlayStation 6 and stuff like that. I'm hoping that someone that comes with new ideas to help develop and not maintain because 31 years, you got the things like the horses do. They only look like this way, don't know how to look the other way. So someone with a brighter, a bigger view of things. So I think it's good that he's leaving and someone else new is coming.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a great tenure for Shu over there at PlayStation. So we wish him all the best. So yeah, great stuff. Alrighty. So next up, another game has gone gold. Carl, Marvel Rivals. So I'm interested to see what happens with this game. But yeah, so Marvel Rivals has gone gold and it comes out next week. So, yeah, good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit of this for you. So, this is from over at Gaming Bolt. About a week before launch, NetEase's Marvel Rivals has gone gold. The free-to-play hero shooter will be available for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC on December 6th. And it's currently the 6th most wish-listed game on Steam. Marvel Rivals will launch with 33 heroes and 8 maps, including locations like the intergalactic empire of Wakanda and Clintar, a symbiote planet. The premise revolves around present and future versions of Doctor Doom coming into conflict, which ripples throughout dimensions. As a result, alternate versions of established heroes and villains enter the fray, sometimes on the same team with uneasy alliances. Though it's similar to Overwatch 2, specifically with game modes and the division of roles, Marvel Rivals offers other features like environmental destruction and team-up attacks. It will still follow the seasonal approach, with Season 0, Doom's Rise, available for a month. Season 1 kicks off in January 2025 with new content. So anyway, your guys' thoughts and how long will this stay relevant in the world of these type of games that exist out there already? Burley, what do you think?
This I think's got a good chance of staying relevant for quite a while, because when this came, the beta came out, I think, what was it, summer, just before summer. This thing was so popular. I couldn't get a beta key at the time, but it was so popular, and like people that were streaming it on Twitch, YouTube, and all that. There were a lot of people checking this out, and there's a lot of people that I've heard a lot of people play this game and have a lot of good word of mouth.
Mhm.
So, like for me myself, I'm very interested in this game when it comes out. I'm just not gonna have much time to play it before I leave for vacation, but I am planning to sit and try this and see another one, like, because Overwatch 2 has not taken off the way Blizzard wanted it to. So something come out here that's fresh that people like, because there were a good lot amount of people liking for the beta. If they can keep up the momentum, and they're launching with fair amount of content, a lot of heroes, a fair amount of maps. If they can keep it up and every so often put some new characters, put some new maps out, and maybe make a new game mode or two, I think this game's got a good chance of staying relevant and getting people.
Carl, your thoughts on
Yeah, I
Rivals here? Yeah.
definitely agree with all of that. Yeah, Overwatch 2 is definitely left an opening for something else to come in and eat its lunch. And this looks like it could be the one finally, right? It's incredibly popular IP, and from what it sounds like, the gameplay, there's a good quality there. People are going to enjoy it from the early impressions. And man, like the designs, they're really cool. There are some great looking versions. I love, like, the whole multiverse thing is like, it's been around for a while now, but like I just love seeing all these different alternate versions of these characters. They just announced Iron Fist, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, and Wolverine. And like, yeah, the designs for them are all excellent. Like the art style it's awesome. So if I was ever going to try one of these type of games, it would be this one.
Fubu, would you try this one?
I have two questions. Yes, the answer is yes, because it's Marvel. But I have two questions. One is going to be very, very dumb. The first one, why are the first segments that we started on the podcast is that it's an Horizon ripoff? And why isn't this an Overwatch ripoff? Because it feels like the same. Feels like Paladin was the same. So I feel like, since we're talking about ripoffs on this episode, I consider this to be a ripoff. Is it because it's Marvel and you can talk bad stuff about Marvel?
Yes.
Because
no. Look, can I answer that question for you, Burley?
yes, please.
Yes.
Because
you mean Fubu?
sorry, not
Yeah.
Burley, Fubu. It's just,
Burley's just sitting there. He has nothing
I
to
know,
do
right?
with this,
I'm
right?
it's just a genre, right? You can't like own a genre, right? So yeah, maybe Overwatch 2 sort of created it, or Overwatch created or popularized it, right? But like, you can't just claim ownership of a certain style or even rules. Like, you can't own like a rules of a game, right? I think that's something out there. I forgot how it works, but
Yeah.
so there's no reason why you can't copy that. And this is something that we've seen in video games for generations. Like, there's nothing new about copying a genre of gameplay.
Okay. I am going to be honest. I had the second question, but I forgot. I'm kind of drunk today again, so I completely forgot. So no, but so I'm going to go to the original question that expected to me. Yes, I would try this because it is a Marvel thing. I would love to play Spider-Man since it's one of my favorite characters. I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of gameplay, and it looks really, really fun. I think it's something that it will last a long time because, like we just said, Overwatch 2 in this case, didn't take as much as people were expecting. So in that type of game, I think there's a big hole that Overwatch 2 was expecting to fill, and they didn't manage to fill. Paladins, which is a ripoff from the original Overwatch. No one's been talking about that because it's already an old game. So putting Marvel heroes to fill this space, I think it's going to be something very, very successful. First of all, because of the IP and the way that they are combining with new gameplay elements, like doing those dual attacks and stuff like that. I think it's going to be something good that will last for a long time. And I at least will give it a try. I'm not going to say I'm going to stay on it, but I will give it a try.
You will
I-
stay on the game.
Yes, I definitely will stay on the game because it looks really good. I love it. Spider-Man, Thor, Wolverine. I'm definitely gonna stay in this game.
Burley, it's so funny how he falls for all the Star Trek or Star Wars stuff all the time with your force chokes and all the,
I'm just that good with the Force. What can I say?
okay. I think this game could be very, very successful if it follows the Marvel, when it comes to the cinematic universe and how it continues to change over time. You see the Steve Rogers Captain America, but if they start to implement the Anthony Mackie Captain America, Red Hulk, when it comes to the film that's coming out early next year, as well as the Fantastic Four when that film finally comes out. If they continue to implement characters and bring them into the new seasons that follow suit with the films, I think this will be a very successful franchise and game.
I agree.
We shall see. But it's gone gold. So wondering if this one, Carl, will come to Game Pass at some point, but I don't know.
Well, it's free to play, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered my second question. I'm not joking.
Okay,
How
then
does a free
then there's
game-
no point of it coming to Game Pass then. So
Yeah.
if it's free to play.
That's my second
Well, unless
question.
for, like,
How
cloud or,
how
like,
does a
some
free
sort of
game go gold?
characters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it means it's like
It's ready to launch.
like it's feature complete,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like, it's ready, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
assuming it was considering sales. I thought it was sales. Like if it reaches a certain amount of pre-orders.
No.
it goes away. That's-
Gone gold
Oh,
means
no.
that it's ready to be released. I mean, the
Wow.
final disc version has been completed by the developers, and it's ready to be sent out for mass production. So,
Even though there's probably going to be no discs for this game.
right.
Right.
Yeah, but generally, I mean, that's why they say gone gold.
Do you guys remember that there was a
Thank you very much.
DC Comics MOBA?
Oh
Did
yeah.
not last very long, but
No, that was out for a hot minute, and then
Yeah.
I know that there was like an anime Shinen Jump MOBA where you can play with Demon Slayers, the characters, Goku and
Uh-huh.
other. I remember that one. I'm waiting for that one to be honest because I really want to try it out.
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah,
I'm
it's
waiting-
nothing
I'm-
new. Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, I'm just, aside from gaming, I'm just waiting for the next season of Demon Slayer to come out. So
Yeah.
in Japan here, Kimetsu no Yaiba, yeah. So
Side note: I am on season 7 now of My Hero Academia.
yeah,
I mean,
so
it's gotten really good. Like the last season
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
season
Unfortunately, that series is over here in Japan now. It's been over for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So, but
I think
yeah,
7,
Yeah.
like as far as the anime goes. I don't know if that's the last
Yeah.
season.
I think so.
No,
I
there's
don't think
one
it's-
more. No, there's one more season.
At least, unless it's like
7 or 8.
you know how they like
So-
cut it in parts. Like, oh, it'll be finished later. I don't know, but it's
No,
excited.
what
It's
I
been really
read.
You can still see, or you can still find in like the shops and the department stores and stuff. You can still find T-shirts for My Hero Academia and a bunch of
I mean,
stuff. Yeah,
It's not like it
big.
just ended. Like kind of anyway. So like
yeah. So
the anime anyway. Like they haven't finished dubbing it. I think at this point. Right?
yeah.
So,
So all right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the December releases. So I think it's safe to say that Indy Jones is probably the biggest release that's coming this month. So we've got a bunch of releases. I'll read a couple of them off to you. For example, On the Nintendo side, or actually the iOS and Android, has got on the mobile side, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp comes out on the
versus
2nd. Yeah. Delta Force for PC on December 4th. Caves of Cud on PC. Fantasian Neo Dimension, we saw that at the beginning of the episode for PS4, PS5, coming out on December 5th. And we just mentioned Marvel Rivals, PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S on the 6th. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, PC and Xbox Series X and S on December 9th. And I just want to note that there's a lot of content creators out there that have been getting review codes early. Just don't spoil anything, man. I mean, there's on the 2nd, the launch trailer is going to be coming out, and I personally will not watch that because I'm ready to play this game. I don't want to see anything else. I love all you content creators out there, but I will not be watching your content because I am ready for this game. I don't want to see anything else. I just want to go into it and enjoy it and have a good time with it. So
completely understand.
Yeah. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered for PC, Switch, PS4, or PS5, Xbox Series X and S on the 10th. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Rita's Rewind for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S on the 10th. Fairy Tail 2 for PC on the 11th, and Alien Rogue Incursion for PSVR 2, PC VR, and MetaQuest 3 on December 19th. So
Can I add one?
Go ahead.
Little Big Adventure remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Little Big Adventure was a PlayStation 1 puzzler game with.
What day does that come out, Fubu?
5th of December. 5th of December.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good. I'm waiting to play that game because it's a puzzler game. There's a little bit of action. There's a very good story, a very entertaining world, and I'm definitely gonna buy it. And again, it's a remaster. Should be a little bit cheaper. It's not gonna be full price. That's for me. I understand Indiana Jones is your favorite, but for me, that's the biggest release because it's something nostalgic that I will definitely get day one.
Not that it's just my favorite for the month, but I think, out of this month, I think that's the game that's going to get the majority of the attention. Obviously, from social media and from everybody. I think the Indy Jones game is, going to be big. And I've been seeing on social media, people have been predicting Metacritic scores and all. I mean, it's just, I don't care about that.
Idea.
I don't care about that. So, yeah.
Pretty
Carl,
common.
your thought, Indy Jones, I mean, how anticipated is this? How big is this game? And Troy Baker, I mean, it's interesting how he didn't want to take this role in the beginning. Finally he talked himself into it. But, I mean, how big is this game going to be, you think?
It's hard to say. I feel like there's enough goodwill towards it out there. Like previews were mostly well received. I don't know how much hype there is for this game. I know the developer is a good developer. Machine Games.
Yeah, Machine Games. Yeah.
I played the two Wolfenstein games. Well, the main ones, right? Not the like Youngblood. I tried a little bit. But I didn't. It wasn't. It wasn't that I didn't like it at all. It was just like
it felt like just downloadable content, basically. Yeah.
I don't know. I played the first two, and then went into that. Right. I played them after the fact. Right. So it was soon after, and I was like, I had enough of this type of game. I was like, but it didn't seem that awful to me. But I didn't get that far in it, so maybe it's just overall. But anyway, yeah. So I think it could be an excellent game. I just don't know that there's a lot of interest for Indiana Jones anymore. The IP is, it's old. It's for old people. It's for us old fogies,
Well, they're saying there's 4 hours of cutscenes in this game.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. And the game itself, probably you can get through it in about 20 hours. That's what the people are saying. So I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly think it's the kind of game where I do think the reviews are really going to matter, because like I think there's like a general understanding and sort of like, oh, that game could be cool, right? But like if it gets like really high, scores, right? That aggregate score is like, 90 or like near 90, right? Like I think that could push it to be like, all right, I think a lot of people are going to say, I got to check this out. I got to see what it's all about, right? Then you get streamers playing it, and then you get word of mouth, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Burley, your thoughts on Indy Jones here?
Oh, the game is very interesting to me, and like I like you, I do not want to see any more trailers. I don't want to see anything more. I just want to hear, okay, the game does run well. You're not gonna a day one you go to play this, whether it be Game Pass or you buy this on PC. You're not gonna be like, well, you can play the game, but there's major stutterings when this and this happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want. I just want to hear like, hey, the game runs good, whether you're playing on PC or Xbox. You have your options. I'm curious on the length, but I have a feeling this is going to be more of a 12 to 15 hour game to beat. Probably 20 hours if you're to 25, if you're doing everything, looking for all the collectibles and all that, which is fine to me. But like Carl said, the score is going to matter because like this is also launching in December. That we've had a packed year in these last couple of months. We've had a lot of big releases. And there are people that have slept on games, and it's just like people have been picking up through Black Friday and stuff like that on sale. So it's whether or not, like, if this game scores like a 90 on Metacritic, and all critics are saying, yeah, this is great, you need to play this, people will go to it. If you hear it's in the 70s or maybe early low 80s, people are going to be like, well, I can wait. And then one of the things we learned with this just before a couple months ago, is this game is, yes, on Xbox and PC first. But if you're going to wait, you can get it on the PlayStation next year. So I'm curious how that is going to affect, because there could be people that'll be like, you know what, I'll just wait for it. I'll just wait. PS5 is my main platform. I'll just wait to play it on PS5.
And that's what the majority of PlayStation players are going to do.
And that's probably true more than ever, because there are a lot of people who probably have an Xbox, I'd say like a Series S or something, right? Or as a secondary console, if you're a PlayStation main, right? And you may say, all right, I'll play the exclusives there, or I might get Game Pass to play them. Right? But if you know it's coming to PlayStation relatively soon, and you're in especially a time of year where it's super busy with a lot of games like you missed, right? And everyone's buying games from sales. You can very easily say like, well, okay, like I'll just wait and play it. I'll pay the better version in their eyes, right? For whatever reason, maybe literally better, because if you have a Pro, right? Or if you're going from an S to a PS5, or you prefer the controller, whatever reasons, right, you might have, like it's not hard to rationalize that, even if you own, both consoles, right?
Yeah. What's interesting to me about this game is if it's super successful, I think you're going to start to see a trend that we're already seeing with video games being made into TV or movie adaptations, like with Fallout and with, Borderlands. You're going to start to see more movies be adapted into video games. So, for example, you got Indy Jones here. Indy Jones becomes really super successful. Then you're going to start to see other, like Mission Impossible maybe, or other types of big movie franchises be adapted into video games, I think, as well.
Well, that's been happening. It's just a matter of like getting to adapting it where you're creating an original work instead of like those old stupid, like, oh, we're playing through the movie story that nobody cares.
Right.
Those right. Right. But like Hogwarts Legacy was like a huge example of like you can make that really work.
There you go. I mean, yeah, you'll see a lot more of that, I think. But,
Star Wars
I
has
think
been doing it for a while, of course.
yeah.
I think a gladiator game would be great with the right time setting, fighting. Hey, it's
Yeah.
something that people like
Yeah.
that time and make it gory and violent, like
Well,
let's say a God of War version, but more
I'll
human.
give you a perfect example of a gladiator type
Great.
of
I know it.
game that came out, and
Jesus.
it didn't get the recognition that it should have, and it was a launch title for the Xbox One. Carl, I think you remember this one, Rise,
I was
Son of
thinking of it
Rome.
before you said it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. I remember that game.
And I
yeah,
was going to say, look, that game I think was unfairly treated.
yes,
For I think there was a lot of dislike for the model that Xbox was going for, and I think it got a little bit harsher criticism than it deserved. I know it's not an amazing game, right? But there's a lot of things about the game that's really good. Like,
yes,
visually stunning.
yes. Yeah.
The thing is, there are some things that come before their time, and if this becomes a trend, like Rise, Son of Rome, that's an example of something that came way before its time. But if it's like Expat says, that if this becomes a trend and more series start becoming adapted to video games, uh, we're all going to look back and say, yeah, this game could have been a gladiator type game, and it came way before their time. And about not wanting Troy Baker not wanting to do Indiana Jones, I completely agree with them. I understand, because Harrison Ford is a great actor on his roles. It's like, let's say Expat tomorrow says he's leaving, but it's not closing the arena. No one here will want to do Expat's job because he's way too good at it. This is my kiss ass moments. So, so
Thank you, Fubu. I appreciate it.
no. But no, seriously, what he does, it's very hard. What he does, he puts a lot of time here. But I do understand Troy Baker, but because if it was something like a different universe, they didn't use Harrison Ford's face and all those things. Yeah, like like his own skin as Indiana Jones, a different type of Indiana Jones, but he's reprising the Indiana Jones from the movies. Those are very big shoes to fill. So I completely understand, but when it comes to voice acting, Troy Baker is one of the best in our generation.
Oh, I mean,
He's
yeah.
really, yeah. No, there's no way. He is one of the best in our generation. I don't think there's no discussion about that.
Last
And I'm
of Us
pretty
Part
sure-
1 and 2. I mean, Sam Drake
So
in the
many.
Uncharted series, and yeah,
so many.
everything.
He's been in some of the best IPs that we've played in the last few years. And I think if there's someone that can fill those shoes, it's Troy Baker because of his talent. What makes me a little bit afraid about the success, and this is something that makes a lot of people scared, it's because it's a puzzler. If it was an action game, I think it would sell more. But people are, oh, puzzles? I don't want to think. 'Cause that's what people, they don't want to think. So that's what scares me a little bit. But I'm hoping this game is made for our generation, not for the younger ones, because we grew up on Indiana Jones. So this game is made for us. And if the game is really good, we're going to provide a very good word of mouth, and then the younger generations will want to play, and then the game is going to be a hit. So the game is not going to be a hit as it comes out. Maybe like 2-3 weeks later, that's when it's going to shine.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say this game's a puzzle game.
It
That's how
has
they
puzzle
describe it.
elements to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
it's
from
Yeah.
the previews, it's really like a stealth adventure, right? So
Yeah.
like most of the action is like sort of stealth based, right? But there's I'm trying to think of a game that's similar, but I mean, The Last of Us has a lot of stealth, but it's not quite the same, because you this game isn't going to be a lot of shooting and killing, although you are going to kill. And there's puzzle elements of this I think are definitely stronger than your typical, right, like action adventure game.
well, it would
I
be
think it's a
similar
blend.
in a sense. It would be similar in a sense to Uncharted, wouldn't it, Carl? I mean, when it
Yeah.
comes to the puzzle elements of the game. So
Yeah,
I think,
probably. I would hope more so. Like I know there's
Right.
not a lot of deep puzzles, And again, I don't really expect maybe
or maybe
that is
like
accurate.
Tomb Raider. I mean, like the puzzles in the Tomb Raider
Right,
games when
like-
you're in the tombs. Yeah.
I don't know how deep these puzzles are going to get really. So
Yeah.
maybe it is even closer to those games and just more first-person stealth, than third-person.
Yeah. Yeah. But of the other games, I mean, yeah, I think probably the Phantasian Neo Dimension. That's a big one that's coming also. But yeah, I mean, and then of course Alien Rogue Incursion if you're into VR. But I mean, I think Indy Jones. It's the biggest game of the month.
December's
sure.
not
Yeah.
generally a month where you see
Yeah,
a
not
lot
generally.
of releases.
Yeah.
So like it's also entirely possible that this could be one of those experiments where you realize like, oh, maybe it is a good time to release at least one big game, right?
Yeah.
Or something significant.
Yeah.
Because I know what was the game called? The comedy, like first person shooter, Xbox exclusive from the Rick and Morty.
High on Life.
High on Life, right? I don't know. I was like
Yeah,
drawing a blank
exactly.
on the name. Like
Yeah.
that came out in December and did really well for that type of game.
Yeah.
In December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we shall see. But yeah, it's good stuff. So December game releases. So we shall see how well Indy Jones does. But like I said, I'm not going to watch any of the reviews. I am not going to watch the launch trailer. I'm going to go into it and enjoy it. I've seen enough. I'm ready to go. So I'm looking forward to the night. So.
And I'm gonna say this. You won't say it, but I'll say this here in public. Give us early access codes. We're good enough to review the game for you guys. Give us access codes. I don't care.
Well, it's more difficult than just telling them to give it to us, Fubu. We have to email the marketing departments and everything else, and it's a lot more steps than just that. So, but yeah. Anyway,
We should go there. Knock on the door. Can you give us a code, please?
Burley, it's almost time for the force choke again. Yes.
yeah, right. That was a force check on me. You should
That's
already
a force choke. Well, I mean, come on. Yeah,
get him out of here.
Easier said than done, Fubu. So, but
There
hopefully,
you go. I think he learned his lesson there.
hopefully, in the upcoming year, we'll be able to do some more reviews for you all here on the Arena Productions. So anyway, all righty.
I'll review Metaphor Fantasia eventually.
Yeah.
Once I get there.
And I
think I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get there. So
I think I'm like maybe 50 or 60 hours. I don't remember.
nice.
60.
Nice.
And
Well-
I am in Act 2 for Dragon Age. When I do finish Dragon Age, I will get the review to you.
Yeah. So and I haven't had a chance to play completely through pretty much any game this year because of all the content here on the channel, but I will play all the way through Indy Jones because I'm really excited for that game because those are the type of games I love to play. And the one game I did finish this year though, besides Indy Jones when it comes out is Hellblade 2. So I did finish that. So
It's pretty easy to finish that one.
yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah, it's not that long. So
not that long,
I mean,
yeah.
not that long. So I mean,
It's
but
like 7 hours.
yeah. So, but and Metaphor, yeah, Carl, it'd probably take me years to finish that one. Just whenever I get a chance to play it.
Worked my way.
I mean,
expect
I'm
by
sure
mid
Persona
next year I'll
6
finish
will
it.
Persona 6 will be out before the time I finish Metaphor. Who
Oh
knows?
no.
Okay, yeah, and in that case, I might not even ever finish it. So.
All right.
Oh man. All right. So it's time to move on. So Burley, PS Plus Essentials. So we get our drop for the month. So let me go ahead and get the image up here for everyone. So yeah, it's interesting. We're getting It Takes Two along this month. So the PlayStation Essential drops for December from the PlayStation blog. So Burley, what do we have?
So yeah, we've got an interesting month. We've got It Takes Two, a Game of the Year winner
Yes.
in
Really good.
2021.
Yep.
So you've got that for both PS4 and PS5. So there we go. Way to work. You want to, you know what? You want to test your relationship out? You play this game together. This will help you find how compatible you are and work together.
Yeah.
I'm
great
not
game.
playing this. I'm not playing this with my girlfriend. We already played this game before. We fought a lot.
Oh no!
It's a great game, though. It's a great.
No,
game.
it is. It is
Yeah.
a great game.
It's beautiful.
I've owned it for a long time, and I've been meaning it to play with a few people. But every time we set the time to go up, something happens, and it's like, ah.
I can play with you, but you need to be the girl. No, okay.
Force choke for that.
Jesus.
Anywho, Aliens: Dark Descent.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
this is the real-time strategy game
Uh-huh.
coming to both PS4 and PS5.
Yeah.
And then the last one in PS5 only, Temtem. This is a game I played in early access on Steam. I bought into this. Like, I remember when they did the free early access launch, the beta, and as it ended, I was like, okay, because it was only available to buy through at Humble Bundle at the moment. They partnered with Humble Bundle. It is a Pokemon-like game, but it's an MMO. But you have a lot of cool things, and like they actually make. It's not so like the combat is like Pokemon, but it's a lot more strategic because your Pokemon, your Tems have a stamina meter, and every time they use the move, it takes X amount of stamina, and you can overuse your stamina, and your Tem takes the damage if they do
Right.
that. So there's a lot of strategy and this and that. It's a really fun game.
Nice.
So coming December 3rd. So
Yeah. Aliens:
Yes,
Dark Descent.
Cool bunch.
Yeah, it's. I played a little bit of it. It's another. I think Alien Isolation, of all the Alien games that have come out, is probably the best one so far. I mean, I'm looking forward to the sequel to Isolation whenever it comes out.
that was a great game, and the AI.
Oh yeah.
Many times that alien
Oh yeah.
kicked my ass and found and got me.
Oh yeah. So.
But not gonna lie, I've seen worse months. I like this one. I do like this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll be getting in the coming weeks the extra and premium list as well. So and because Burley's going to be going off to the Game Awards, so Fubu, you might be in charge of throwing out the list for us for that. So we shall see.
Give me a good list so I don't badmouth you guys. It's only give me a good list, please.
Oh, I might have to read that.
Yeah, and Carl, Wave 1 for December, I think, will be next week, right? I think, probably.
Yeah,
So,
December.
Yeah.
And sometimes they only do like the one wave.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, especially with Indy Jones coming, I think that's probably going to be the big one. So.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
The rest they'll be like, hey, some Activision Blizzard games.
But I mean, there's a lot of good choices. They should do that, right? I mean, they just did Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But you still didn't do like Crash 4, right? You did the Crash Trilogy, but like, there's Crash 4.
Crash Nitro Kart.
Yeah, Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 1 and 2. Like those are pretty obvious ones that you should be dropping on there.
Right. All right, so now it's time for our new game release picks of the week for the week of December 2nd through the 8th. So you go to www.releases.com, check out all the games that are dropping this month and into 2025. www.releases.com. So, Carl, you are up first this week because your game releases first this month.
Yay.
So, what do you have for us?
December 4th, The Thaumaturge, coming to Xbox Series X and PS5, is already out on PC. The Thaumaturge is an isometric story-rich RPG with a unique take on turn-based combat, character development features, and investigation mechanics, facing you with morally ambiguous choices, set in a world teeming with mysterious powers and strange ethereal beings called saluters. The year is 1905. Warsaw lives under the yoke of Imperial Russian Tsardom. Its inhabitants constitute a diverse group of different ancestries, views, and beliefs with often conflicting interests. And that's fine. I'll need to read more about that. Yeah, this is one of those games that I saw a while ago. That's like a smaller release. that I thought looked really interesting, and it was PC only. And sometimes, I mean, not that I'm against playing stuff on PC, but I feel like my PC wouldn't handle this level of visuals very well. So
Mhm.
I'd prefer to play it on Xbox if I could.
I like it. Not gonna lie, I like it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
it looks
unique
It
good.
looking.
looks, yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
looks interesting. It looks really interesting. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep my eye on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
Throw
All
that in
right.
Game Pass.
Yeah, they should. That would be awesome.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely try it. Do that.
Yeah. All right. Fubu, you're up next. What do you got for us?
When he goes like that, it's not a good pick. UFL, Ultimate Football League. UFL
Oh,
is a
no.
free-to-play football video game featuring real footballers, a rich metagame.
What have we
UFL
done?
features.
Come on. We have fans of Fubu's here that watch this, so
Unique
let's
content
not
like
diss
various
them.
gloves, kits, boots, gloves. That I can keep it serious. UFL, you create your club from the ground up, assembling a team of real world footballers customized to your liking. Compete with players worldwide, climb the ranks, and win the championship. And why am I picking this one? Basically because I already said this many times on this podcast during this 1 year that I've been here. I love competition, and EAFC, they've been going alone when it comes with competition. They're alone, so they do whatever they want. So this game coming out, I already played it. There's early access for those that paid like 15 euros. So, and of course I did that. Gameplay is really good. It's something different from EAFC. It's backed by Cristiano Ronaldo, which is from the same island as me. So it's going to be a winner because everything he does, it's winning.
He is.
And yeah, he is a winner.
Ronaldo's from Madeira. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from the same island as me. Yeah,
Nice.
I met his mom once. Not him, his mom. So I gave her 2 kisses, and it's a funny story. I was talking to her. I didn't recognize her, and she had to say, "Oh, my son Ronaldo." Like, "Oh, you're the mom. Give me 2 kisses." And after I gave her 2 kisses, she left. She wouldn't leave while I wouldn't recognize her as the mother. No, I've stopped. I swear. No, but and yes. So you guys know I love competition. I love online gaming. So this is something fresh to have in the football scene on gaming, and I hope for the best success in the world for this game. And I've played it. I liked it. I'm getting used to it because too many years playing EAFC, so I'm adapting to it. But it's something that I think it's going to be for a long time in the market, and I think in the next few years it's going to be a heavier competition regarding sports, football in gaming. So I'm hoping for great success.
Yeah. It's like I'm watching this. It's like why aren't they kicking towards the goal? I mean, it's just like
Well, hopefully this game has more effort put in than EAFC.
yeah.
No, the gameplay.
EA has been copy and paste for how many years now? 20-some years?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. No, and that's the thing. That's why I'm enjoying this game, because the gameplay mechanics are very different from not very, but a lot different. There's a lot of different things. There's different skills. The way that you build the team, it's also different. You can evolve the player, which is something that's very interesting. What they do in EAFC is they release a better card. You can't properly evolve the best players. And this one, you can evolve players, so you get them like at the lower level. And as you play, there's a reward for playing, that it's not coins or packs. You see your player progress. I liked it a lot.
So I saw there was like a fake flop, onto the ground there. So
Yeah,
they've got that element at least in this game. Just a little tap, and they're like,
it's real. It's real.
falling to the ground and getting the yellow cards put up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you get hit in the shoulder very lightly, then you roll around like 6 times, and it's a fall.
Yeah. Try that in American football. Yeah, it's like get your head.
Yeah.
You get
Okay.
drilled. Yeah.
If you want to get me to play a soccer game, and we were talking about movies being turned into video games, Where's my Shaolin soccer video game?
Oh, that would be
Yes,
good,
that would be
man.
awesome.
That would be
It would
so
be
good.
awesome, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
there's already, Captain Tsubasa, the anime. They did the game of that like 2 years ago or something like that. Wouldn't be that hard because they already have the mechanics. They just needed to
There
reskin to
you
look more
go.
real.
There you go.
Finally, you got it.
Finally, get
Comes
a
like
goal
8
in there.
minutes.
Did you ever
Yeah.
play Mega Man Soccer? You remember that?
Oh no, I know that one.
Oh, I remember that.
All
You need
right.
to
No,
go
no.
back, Fubu, and play that on an emulator.
Okay.
Tell us. Report back on
Might
it.
give it a go.
Okay.
Might
I'm
give it
up
a go.
next. My pick of the week. And Carl, no, it is not Marvel Rivals.
You let me down. I changed my pick to Marvel Rivals. Okay.
I do. If I would have picked Marvel Rivals, you're gonna pick something else anyway. So, all right.
Yeah, I don't want
So,
to double
no.
pick
No,
unless I'm really passionate.
No, this is really my pick of the week because I'm passionate about this TV series. Talking about TV series being adapted into video games. So out here in Japan, of course, yes, is the Macross Saga. So yes,
Oh.
Macross Shooting Insight, which is already out. It came out in March here in Japan on the Switch. So Macross Shooting Insight is an all-new Macross game, the latest entry in the landmark science fiction franchise. When multiple dimensional folds suddenly occur across space-time, pilots and songstresses alike find themselves inexplicably transported to the Battle 7. Comes out for PlayStation 5, Switch, PlayStation 4, and PC on December 6th. And it is already out here in Japan. It came out in March out here in Japan. So, yes. And this is from the Japanese version of the Switch game. So it's coming, of course, in English. So I'm excited for everybody out in the West to be able to play this. So, yeah. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of the Macross Saga because I was in high school when that came out. Yeah, I love every minute of that series, that anime series. So, yeah. Thoughts?
It looks really nice. It's those old school twin shooters. I love this. This is good. Reminds me when I was playing when I was young. I would play on the arcades because you have to understand. Madeira, we got arcades like 10 years after America. So I remember playing these twin stick shooters on the arcades, and yeah, it looks really fun. It's gonna be crazy as hell. Oh, this was really beautiful. It looks like it's gonna be very nice. So great pick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Macross, yes.
Yeah, no,
Robotech.
this is
Yeah.
cool. You switch from on your plane as a mech here. That is cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this will definitely keep my eye on. I love these kinds of games. I suck at them, but I love them. They are a lot of fun and result to me when I eventually screw up and die punching a pillow.
Yeah,
But
as you guys know, my number one love of video games is twin stick shooters. So this is the type of game I love to play.
I didn't even know that about you.
Oh yeah, he talks about Resogun all the time.
Yeah,
That's
Resogun was
yeah.
good.
I mean, Housemark
Radiant
is
Silver Gun.
Housemark is probably one of my favorite PlayStation studios. So yeah, I mean,
I thought I played these games on NES, and like that was kind of the end of it. Like, played like 1943. You remember that game?
yeah.
Oh yeah, the old Capcoms. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So anyway,
UN Squadron on Super Nintendo. Is that a same type of game?
I don't know. I've not played that one.
it's
That was a cool
somewhat
game.
similar. So, but anyway, yeah. So the Macross, good stuff. So, all right, Burley, you're up next. What do you got for us?
My pick of the week is Path of Exile 2. Now, this is coming early access in December, so I didn't really want to talk it up here. This has got a lot of people getting their eyes on it because even though it's coming early access, stuff is transferring. If you put a lot of time into the first game and you bought cosmetics in the first game, this is all transferring over into Path of Exile 2.
That's nice.
That's good.
That years after the original Path of Exile, players will return to the dark world of Rayclass to confront and put an end to the corruption that's spreading. This free-to-play online multiplayer game includes co-op support for up to 6 players. Though Path of Exile 2 is a distinct game from the original Path of Exile, supports both titles, will continue. The expansions offered for each game are going forward, adhering to the completely free-to-play model, and neither game will become pay-to-win. They're saying the one thing, no, is this game, if you're doing the early access, you do have to pay to do the early access, but they are giving you the coins or whatever they're called to go to get stuff in the paid shop. So you are getting something for playing it. And it's like I watched the little live stream they did last week on this just to show it off. And it shows they are really putting a lot into this. Like the skill tree on this is ginormous and is like, holy crap, I'm gonna need online guides just to tell me, okay, what am I supposed to put my stuff if I'm playing a mage? What where am I putting my points where? Like this is one of these games. I never played the first one, but I heard a lot of good things. And everything I'm seeing on this, it's them too. They're really trying to strike and hit at the Diablo market. And with the success of Diablo 4 and Diablo 4's expansion, this will be really interesting to see how this game takes off and how many people are playing it and what word of mouth says.
Nice. Good stuff. So those are our picks of the week, www.releases.com. So the ticker is below. You can check out all the games that are releasing this month in December and beyond into 2025. www.releases.com. So yes, good stuff. Alrighty. So next up is our programming notes. So of course, the Arena Productions and the Arena Gaming News podcast. It's our gaming news show here. But the Arena Productions, we are not only a video game related site, we are also science fiction and entertainment related. So, yes, we have a lot of content that we're dropping. Coming up next week, I will be doing the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew, which is coming out on Disney Plus. So I'll be doing reviews of the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew. And then episode 8 of Star Trek Lower Decks. So we have 3 more episodes left. There's 10 episodes in the final season. So episode 8 will be coming out next week. And also that new series, Fubu, what's it called again? That's coming out on Amazon. It's based... Yes, based on the video games.
Yes,
so,
I'm blanking on the name now, but yes, I think there's going to be an announcement from Santa Monica Studios regarding that.
Carl, could you say that again? What's it called?
Secret Level?
Yeah, Secret Level. That's right.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I'll be doing reviews of Secret Level as well. So
Yeah,
stay tuned for
definitely.
those. So I'm really excited for that as well. So, but anyway, first up, so. I did a review of the final act of Arcane Season 2. So please go and check that out if you have seen the episodes. So episodes 7, 8, and 9. So Arcane is now in the books. So I did a review of that. Please go and check that out. It was really, really awesome. So it was a great ending to the story, and you know, the thing is that a lot of these characters will probably end up in some other series as well. So I'm sure that you know, the producers and everybody, they're working on the next project, and it's probably going to be another $250+ million project. So
Yeah.
it's amazing. So
I finished it. I thought it was awesome. It was excellent.
yeah. A little rushed, I think, though. But
No, I mean,
we'll see. Yeah,
I
but
feel
it's still
like-
great. Yeah, I mean,
you know, that was the story to tell, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much longer you needed to drag it out, so I think it's fine. I do wonder if they will keep doing League of Legends stuff, right? Like, I don't know if that, we don't know yet for sure, but the idea is,
probably. I mean,
that they
because they
might-
have other regions to explore
Exactly,
and things
yeah.
like that. So
yeah. And I think it's fine. Like, some of these characters, like, again, they told their story. You don't need to keep them around, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I really don't think it's that. I think they only planned like for 2 seasons because they were expecting to see how it would progress, to see public reaction. The thing is that Helle Purnell and Haley Steinfeld, they became very big stars, and to have them continue doing this, it's going to be a lot of the budget. So, and if they try to go in a different direction, I think people not it's going to be like starting from zero. This is the way that I'm thinking. So, like, okay, let's close like this on the second one because we won't be able to maintain this budget and these stars, and quality might drop, and then we'll lose the money because people stop watching.
Well, I'm pretty sure they said that was the choice, right? Like they didn't want to do more.
I don't believe
and they
them.
said that was that they might want to tell stories in the world, but not continue this. And look, Haley Steinfeld was already a big star before the show started.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
is-
that they care.
Yeah. Spider-Gwen, and,
Yeah, right.
Hawkeye, and everything else. Yeah. So.
And now, did you guys hear the news? She's engaged to Josh
Allen,
quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So she'll be here?
she's been dating him for a while. I think.
I
for
assume she'll be
a couple of
here
years, at least.
Sunday night when they play the game.
I don't know. I don't know if she does the Taylor Swift thing when it comes to the Chiefs, but who knows?
She's gotta.
Yeah,
They just got
maybe.
engaged. Come on.
Who knows? Well, you know who they play. They play my team. They play the
49ers,
Niners.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So
the 69ers, yes.
Lowbrow humor over here.
No, I'm
No.
I saw that coming. I was like,
F off,
I don't think I'm.
Fubu. It's the 49ers, baby. Yeah. Go red and gold. Yeah. So yeah. I'll let him back in. Or let's keep him in the penalty box for a couple minutes.
It's probably raging in there.
I'll let him back.
You got the red card.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the yellow card. Yeah, it's
The yellow card.
yellow that's becoming red very quickly.
No, I'll explain. It's because of the joke that I did. Not the joke, the mistake that I did. I started there to joke. It's because the joke I did on February, I mistaked it and said the joke. And instead of saying the 49ers, I said the 69ers, and you make fun of me. It's a callback to that. It's not a dirty joke.
Yeah. Do you know why they're called the 49ers, Fubu?
That I don't know.
Because San Francisco, of course, was kind of the launching pad for gold prospectors back in the early 19th century, and California as a state was, of course, in 1848. So, yeah, 1849 was the gold rush, basically. Tons of people coming in to California to search for gold.
Mm-hmm.
So the 49ers, yes.
Oh,
Minor
no
49ers, yeah. So
I had no idea.
yep.
Thank you.
Prospectors and stuff, and Levi's jeans, of course, a San Francisco product. Yes, so Levi's company goes all the way back to the Gold Rush days as well. So good stuff. All righty, so I'm telling you all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, living out in Japan for over almost 30 years now, and yeah, still I miss home. But anyway,
I love that hometown.
Yep. All right. So next up, of course, Star Trek Lower Decks, season 5, episode 7. So, do you remember the Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, "The Inner Light"? Guys,
You'd have to tell me what it was about because I don't know the names of many episodes.
it was probably one of the best episodes of The Next Generation. One of my favorites. Basically, Picard, he's on the bridge, and they come up to a probe, and then he collapses, he passes out, and then he lives a life of 40 years on a planet full of people that are going to die because of a nova, supernova. And he gets to learn all about their culture and their customs and everything. And then he wakes up back on the bridge of the Enterprise at the end of the episode, and only about 10 minutes have passed, and he's lived like 40 plus years on this.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. And he learns how to play a flute. And so as you see in the in the thumbnail here, Mariner is playing a flute. So it's a really nice, cool callback to the episode The Inner Light. So really, really good. So I forget which season. I think it's season 6. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it's really, really good. So
Reminded me of the Deep Space Nine episode where O'Brien is like put in this prison for years, but it's like a virtual prison in his mind, and he lives like this like awful experience.
Yeah.
And then but not much time has passed, and he's like messed up from it. I was like, that's brutal.
Yeah, like Picard, he lives like for 40 plus years on this, and learns about the culture and the customs of these people and everything. And that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted to do, is so that he would remember these people and what they were all about. And that's what the probe, was basically doing to him. So
sounds like a good
great episode. Yeah. So anyway, please go and check out my review of season 5, episode 7. Really, really good. So good stuff. So, and a special voice from one of the Next Generation characters is in this episode. So please check it out. Yes. Good stuff. So yeah, he's a special guest voice in this episode. So yeah, great stuff.
Sparkly. No, it's probably not.
No. It's I'll say it. It's Brent Spiner. Brent Spiner is the special guest voice. Yes, the Data. So yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that is those are our production, the Arena production programming notes. So like I said, we're not only video games, but we're also science fiction entertainment and pop culture here on the Arena production. So please go and check out all of our content. So I want to thank all of you for coming today. For this live version of the episode. I saw I think it was Burley in chat, somebody on the Twitch side was saying that the follow button wasn't working. I'll look into that later.
It was the alert didn't come up.
Okay.
They didn't get an alert on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably on Twitch's side or whatever. But
red alert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we are on Twitch as well, on my Twitch channel as well as the Arena Productions. We have our own Twitch channel as well, but yes, we are based here on YouTube, so the Arena Productions YouTube channel. So you can come and check us out on YouTube as well. So, and on the social media side of things, we are also on Blue Sky now, so you can follow us on Blue Sky. So Carl, I saw that you opened up an account there. So yeah. So
I started it. I have my reasons that we don't discuss here.
No,
but
of course not. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, Blue Sky is very good so far. So
it's basically the same. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I had to start over, but I have good reason to. So
yeah. So we're on Blue Sky. We're also on Threads, so you can check us out on Threads, and I'll put the link there as well. You can check us out on Threads. So those of you that are moving over from X over to either Blue Sky or Threads, we are also there as well. So you can come and check us out there. And the Arena Gaming News Podcast here, recorded live on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. GMT, and Sundays here in Japan, 7 a.m. Japan Standard Time. So yes, I get up very early to do this podcast with you all every week. So I love you all. So thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. And for all of you that come and view the podcast as well as all of our other content here on the Arena Productions. Thank you so much for all of that. All right, it's time to talk about the games that we'll be playing this up and coming week. I'm gonna start Stalker 2 once it finishes downloading, Carl. But I have been playing, and I'm going to continue to play the game called Nine Souls. And we showed that game last week. It's on Game Pass, and I'm playing it now. It's very Metroidvania-like. It's very fun to play. Nice. So I'm enjoying that so far. I'm in the first few hours of it, but yeah, I'm having fun with that. And then, of course, next week, probably, we'll do one more episode of the podcast before Indy Jones comes out, but I'll be jumping into that when it starts, when it launches. But Nine Souls and Stalker 2 for me this coming week. How about you, Burley? What are you going to be playing and streaming on your channel?
Well, I'm gonna keep playing on my off time. Dragon Age, the Elgod Guard, working on that. Streaming wise, I've been streaming TCG Card Shop Simulator. That game is just a lot of fun and just sitting cozy, just running a card shop. Now I've got far enough where I can get to hire employees. So it is so much more manageable because I can just set my employee do all the checkouts while I'm, renovating the store, getting the merchandise order. That game is in early access, but damn, is it addictive? It is addictive. And probably play a little Balatro here and there because that also is addictive.
Yeah, Fubu, you were going to say some stuff about Balatro here in the episode.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about it? And I know you're playing it as well. So.
Yeah, I was going to wait to the end because I knew this segment was coming and I was going to talk a lot about Collateral. Leah is a bad friend. You shouldn't give addictive things to people. Balatro is extremely addictive game. It is so fun. After playing the game, I understand why it is in the run for Game of the Year. The thing is, after the last episode, I was going around the PSN stars, and I noticed I had enough points to buy with points the Balatro games. I'm gonna give it a go. And I've played poker in my time, so the most important thing is you need to know the poker rules because you need to play the hands, and then there's several hands. But the genius part of this game is you have different types of cards that are called jokers, and they give you bonuses. And the secret for winning is you need to combine to get as much points as possible, as well as with the store where, let's say, my favorite hand is the straight. I like to do that. I always play on that way. So I tried to get I think it's the Pluto card, if I'm not mistaken, or is it Saturn, where it upgrades you the points for your straight. So the thing is, I do that, and then I have two jokers that if you do a straight, you get X multipliers, and then there's another card that as many straights as you do, you will get more chips. So you have to play in a way that you need. Don't focus a lot on the chips, but focus a little bit, but focus on the multipliers, and then you do a combination. I was doing like 70,000 points, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a lot." When I went to check trophies, there is an objective, a trophy that you need to do 1 million points or 1 million chips. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not even close." And it's the addiction of making the combinations, knowing the cards. It's like poker in real life. Poker in real life looks very simple, but then you know how you need to learn how to read the cards from your opponent. You need to do the same with this one because you need to read how many cards have you spent, and then with the jokers, knowing what the jokers. I'm addicted to that game. That game is so good. I spent 2 shifts playing that.
Okay. So you're going to be playing Balatro then? That's going to be your game.
Oh yeah. That was the question. Yeah, I'm going to be playing Balatro.
Yeah. Okay. Carl, what about you?
Yeah, metaphor, of course. I feel like I think I have just one more character to get now, the playable character. Just left the Mustari village. So I'm excited to see. I think I know who the last character is, but I'm not.
Are you gonna try Stalker 2?
I don't know.
It's a big download, though. I mean, it's like wow.
It sounds like something I would like to try for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I have the time. There's other things I want to play. I don't know. We'll see. Again, that's not generally my type of game, but we'll see. See, I have been playing some Minecraft. Because we tried to get my daughter into it, and we got her to at least like watch us play. But like sometimes she's like always like telling me what to do. She's like, "Go in the water, go in the water," and I'm like, "I don't want to go in the water. The zombie's down there." But yeah, so it's been fun. And I randomly went to GameStop and I picked up something, and it was My Hero 1's Justice 2, which is a terrible title. But that is My Hero Academia based fighting game, the sequel.
Yes.
And it's kind of, I played very little bit of it. I turned it on just to check it out for a little bit. And it's neat, it's what I expect from an anime based fighter, but the animations are really good. There's some really cool like special attacks and stuff. So like I do want to see it.
Nice. Cool.
I got 1 and 2 on the Switch, mostly because my girlfriend at the time was addicted to the game and she wanted to play it. But I also played it because I'm not, again, I've already said many times, I'm not into fighting games. But that one is so fun, and like you said, the animations, it's so good. I really liked it.
All right.
Great.
Yeah, good stuff. And just a little bit of a note for next week's episode. I think it'll be Burley's last episode before heading out to the Game Awards. So next week's episode, our spotlight will be our predictions for the Game Awards nominees. So
we gotta type those out.
Yep, got to do that.
We should do all of them with the exception of like the esports stuff because we know nothing about that. Content creators, like click on those. Like I don't know.
Content creators shipping me.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah, it's Burley. It's Burley. Yeah, it's Burley.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we'll be doing our predictions episode next week. And then Burley will be going off to the Game Awards, and then on the 21st will be episode 200. So we've got some cool guests. We've got Jez Gordon from Windows Central. He's going to be coming on. We've got Lord Cognito from the Iron Lords podcast is going to be joining us too, with some other guests as well. Dan, my original co-host, will be coming and joining us as well.
Wow.
So he'll be coming in to talk some indie stuff as well as retro gaming, because that's his specialty. So we'll be talking to him as well. So and I'm hoping to get a few more guests on as well. So looking forward to episode 200 coming up on the 21st of December. But anyway, next week we will be talking about the Game Awards and our predictions. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, it's time to finish our show. So each and every week we do an indie recording artist spotlight to end our show with an outro with music. And this week's spotlight is on Ian Post, and Ian Post is no stranger to the Arena Productions and the Arena Podcast here. So he's a highly sought after composer in video and film scoring, an alumnus of the Berklee College of Music. His professional career has taken him throughout the world to collaborate with artists on an extensive range of projects. He recently left his London-based studio to focus on film soundtracks and exclusive production projects. From his album titled Electric Storm, and the song is called Into the Storm. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 197. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleman Gaming, Turn-Based Carl, and Fubu87. We hope to catch you next week. So 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. GMT, and 7 a.m. on Sundays, Japan Standard Time, here on the Arena Productions YouTube channel. So anyway, take care, everyone, and we hope to catch you in the next one. And have a great week of gaming. Peace out.